I guarantee you can't watch this shot longer than 8 seconds. Advertisers call this the 5-second rule, where basically most people will skip, scroll, or just push past the first 5 seconds of any video. In fact, YouTube tells me that about 50% of you will only make it past the first 10 seconds, and only 30% of you will watch this video probably to the whole end. This is all part of the problem. That's because we move faster than ever. This needs to be faster, more efficient, less error, more success, hustle, faster, grind, faster. But wait a minute, what has this done to us? It's this weird paradox where we speed things up just so we can slow things down. We long for moments like this, but crave for things like this. I want you to consider this a guide to simple living. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme or a tutorial on how to live a successful, wealthy, hustling and grinding life.
Come on, Tyson. Come on, Tyson. Come on. Yeah, come on.
This year I decided to take a leap of faith into a single concept, and that is simplicity. Removing the unnecessary baggage. Some might call this minimalism. I like to call it simple joy. It's a process of feeling more with less. Believing when you access the simple life, people are wondering if you're at wit's end. Like, has life become too complicated and you're taking the easy out? Do you think he's okay? Should we talk to him?
I still don't know if it's official, but I think Jackie's gonna shave my head. How do you feel about it?
It's gonna look super good.
I've always had this connection with my hair. Like when going to high school and like going through that, it was like the one thing I could control about my appearance. And I think that's kind of one of the reasons why, A, I'm so nervous, and 2, why I really want to do this is because this will like detach myself from that, like, I think ego connection.
How are you, Tyson? You excited? You excited? Oh yeah, you're super excited.
How do you feel about the haircut?
I feel here we go. Ready?
Oh boy, I feel so goofy. I look like I'm from Whoville.
What? You look like the mayor.
Oh my god, I feel so weird! Oh my god, it's so weird! I'm like, the thing I associated myself to, like, for so long. Wow.
I really like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks really good.
Can't look any worse than this.
It's gonna feel good.
So Dad liked my haircut so much that he's now shaving his head.
You went a little high, didn't you?
Yeah.
Jesus. Whoa, G.I. Joe.
We're prescribed the hustle bustle lifestyle, but yet we subscribe to the sort of minimalism nomadic lifestyle. Those who travel the world in a van and somehow have cracked the code at living a simple life. But you can't do this all the time. Can you? Accessing this lifestyle is easier than it seems, but also incredibly complicated. And I want to share how I've been able to do that within the last few years. When in the city, I feel this tremendous amount of pressure to complete, compare, and compromise my standards. Like someone else more successful has created this guide to living and I need to live within their shadow in order to be happy. I feel like daily I'm advertised to work harder, be smarter, be faster, think more, make more, to be a machine that produces to complete, and to complete only to produce more. Being done doesn't mean I'm finished, it means I'm just starting another thing. I used to believe this is the way of life. If I don't wake up at 4 a.m., then I'm probably not gonna make it in life. If I don't become that influencer with the blue check mark, am I really doing anything that's worthwhile? Why am I not a millionaire already? Should I invest in real estate? What about my retirement? I need to figure out supplemental income. That's right, I should probably just start another business. I should become an entrepreneur. This is not a healthy way of living. We tell ourselves to live the routine of those who are much more successful because that will make us better. We try to live the life of Casey Neistat, Tim Ferriss, Wim Hof, Oprah Winfrey. Whoever it is, we look at our idols and think, if I were to just take a sliver of their life, I'd probably be a sliver of their success. That's bullshit. I've found that creating your own schedule and own routine that caters to how your mind and body and current living situation works is the best way to live your best life. But if you look at my calendar, I'm not doing like a ton of stuff that's like creating a massive purpose. Of course, I'm allocating time to get work done and I'm taking care of my body. But like, if it's like building the next big company or working my ass off to try and like succeed and climb a ladder, I'm not doing that a whole lot. And while I sometimes feel insecure about perhaps doing things that are unpurpose generating, my purpose, what I do is I shrink what my purpose should be and scale it to what it feels right. And for some reason that feels really good. I want to read you guys a section from the book, The 4-Hour Work Week. An American investment banker was at a pier of a small coastal Mexican village when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. Inside the small boat were several large yellowfin tuna. The American complimented the Mexican on the quality of his fish and asked how long it took to catch them. The Mexican replied, "Only a little while." The American then asked, why didn't he stay out longer and catch more fish? The Mexican said he had enough to support his family and immediate needs. The American then asked, "But what do you do with the rest of your time?" The Mexican fisherman said, "I sleep late, I fish a little, play with my children, take siestas with my wife Maria, stroll in the village each and every evening where I sip wine and play guitar with my amigos. I have a full and busy life." The American scoffed and said, "I am a Harvard MBA and I could help you. You should spend more time fishing and with the proceeds, buy a bigger boat. With the proceeds from the bigger boat, you could buy several boats. Eventually, you would have a fleet of fishing boats. Instead of selling your catch to the middleman, you would sell directly to the processor, eventually opening your own cannery. You would control the product, processing, and distribution. You would need to leave a small coastal fishing village and move to Mexico City, then LA, and eventually New York City, where you would run expanding your enterprise." The Mexican fisherman then asked, "How long will all this take?" To which the American replied, 15 to 20 years. "But what then?" asked the Mexican. The American laughed and said, "That's the best part. When the time is right, you announce an IPO and sell your company stock to the public and become very rich. You will make millions." "Millions? Then what?" The American said, "Then you will retire, move to a small coastal fishing village where you'll sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, and take siestas with your wife, stroll the village in the evening where you could sip wine and play guitar with your amigos." The reason why I'm sharing this with you is perhaps maybe we all have happiness at our fingertips, that it's much closer to us than we think, that climbing this massive ladder to get the most successful thing in life might not actually be the path. And perhaps maybe we climb this ladder to eventually want to climb back down it to go back to where we started. And maybe the overcomplication of what our purpose really needs to be is not the pursuit of what happiness is or what the purpose of life is. Our purpose is not to create fake purposes to then go live another one. It's to just live life and be happy doing it. And so while maybe you do have this big thing and you're wanting to create something much larger, I have many, and I'll continue doing those because those bring me joy. But just know that maybe your goals and the things that you want to achieve are not exactly what you want, but perhaps what you think you want or what you think others think you want. I know, it's a bit of a mind trip. But I'll let you know this, happiness is much closer than you think it is. I want you to destroy the idea that hard work brings happiness. It doesn't. Hustle doesn't equal payoff. Stress isn't a necessary step to any process. Yes, those things help build a great platform for impact, but they are not the ingredients to joy. Joy comes from being present, from reflecting and relaxing. It's the moments of appreciation and gratitude that feel like bright rays of sun on a cloudy day. Sometimes providing time to breathe is more impactful than taking time to grind, because you can't run a marathon without having oxygen in your lungs as fuel. Work means nothing if no one has the energy to enjoy its payoffs. Breathe and be joyful. Stress isn't necessary for success. Finally, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Cuts. Cuts is this amazing clothing company that provided me all the clothes that I mostly wore within this video, along with this mask for COVID, that I'm using it as like a wind filter. Some of you might be like, what is that thing on your microphone? It's a COVID mask, but I put it on my microphone because I don't have a proper wind filter. But anyway, Cuts has an incredible selection of men's clothing and apparel available. If you guys want to take a look at what they have, you can take a look at their stuff in the links in the description below. This year, while trying to live a more simple life and find simple joy, I actually minimized a lot of the clothing that I have within my drawers, and I literally just have like a couple like high quality Cuts shirts and sweaters, and that's about it. I obviously have pants and shorts, but that's mostly my wardrobe. And so if you guys are wanting to sort of simplify your wardrobe and sort of have like one-stop shop clothing, highly recommend taking a look at what's available on their website. You guys can receive 15% off your purchase by using my link in the description below. Finally, I want to take you to the beginning of this video one more time. This shot, this long shot, this shot that feels excruciatingly long, that you're forced to look at this instead of skimming forward to the next quick thing that gets your attention. Focus on shots like this in your life. Focus on moments like this, because it's moments like these that give you the most benefit. Some might call it meditation, others might call it relaxation, and you might call it being bored. But maybe we need to be bored a little bit more, and maybe we need to strive for stillness and slowness more than trying to speed things up. If you guys are also interested in living this sort of lifestyle and maybe want to slow things down and live a little bit more still, or take a sliver of what my schedule is like, you can take a look at our brand that we've built called Unbounded. Unbounded is a community of people who are striving to live a life of stillness through unbounded activities, things like cold exposure, going throughout nature, and changing sort of our day-by-day routines to live a life that's more aligned with healthy living and happiness. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, you can hit a link in the description below as well and take a look at our community, Unbounded. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.